Well, it's been another crazy set of events as you're looking at the companies that Elon Musk owns and operates. As you look at Twitter, you had Tucker Carlson do his first episode. That particular episode has way outmatched all of his previous Fox News episodes. This is a game changer for those seeking to report upon the news. I don't care which side of the spectrum you stand on. When you look at the numbers that Tucker got, you have to admit that is better than the cable news networks or the Alphabet Club. This is ultimately a massive win for Elon and Twitter. And this will ripple across all of the media corporations in a major way. Just watch. There'll be more who want in on the action. Because guess who gets to keep the profits from Tucker's exploits there on Twitter? As he moves forward with his broadcasting company, he gets to keep the vast majority of them. Contrary to what CNN or some of the other alphabets were doing with their anchors and reporters. This is going to change the face of the American media corporation in a major way. Next, you have Ford and GM announcing they're going to partner with Tesla on its charging network. This makes the NACS, the North American Charging Standard, exactly that, the North American Charging Standard. Because when you have the vast majority of vehicles that are made in a given country utilizing a particular standard device for charging, that's going to be the standard. Yes, all those others, the Kia and BMW, they'll be able to charge their vehicles with the CCS. That's not going to change. They're accommodated, but with those two players shifting gears and joining Tesla, how much longer till Kia, who's been over time very closely associated with Ford? How long until they adopt NACS standard? This is where it begins to spread, and Tesla's leadership is yet again proven and not just tested, but expanded. This is a major victory, and those that don't understand what's going on with the charging networks are going to definitely need to pay attention now, because it's not going to be long before another one steps up and says, yeah, we see what Ford and GM are doing. We're going to join you as well, because the other charging networks, as we've discussed over time here on the channel, are a joke. They are not capable of providing the level of consistency that is required to be even industry standard at a gas pump, for crying out loud. Now, the next item on Elon's companies is that at SpaceX. With Raptor version 3 coming out and the updates that are coming for Starship process, we're going to see a much larger rocket, and I think, based on some of the images that we're seeing, that the landing system is being tested now, or being partially constructed. We'll see. We're going to have to watch that one closely, but it does look to me like the HLS is beginning to come into play. Now, as we look at Neuralink, obviously last week there was FDA approval. We'll see how that plays out. That's kind of old news now, but yet it's still relevant and floating in there. And then as we move on, we've got the Boring Company. And they've been awful quiet of late, but I did note that there was an expansion of the overall number of tunnels that are going to occur within Las Vegas area. So that Las Vegas loop is growing yet again. This is not small. It's in its significance. In the Las Vegas area, which is a very large tourist capital for conventions, and it's a destination location. So it's going to illustrate and show government leaders and world leaders the Boring Company is capable of delivering a top-notch electric vehicle transport system underground, which further brings into clarity about taking the level of traffic from on the surface to below ground, which will also enable a much better standard of living for those living on the ground as traffic itself begins to decline once Tesla's robotaxis come online and the inevitable Platform 3 van or whatever is part of that Platform 3 rollout, which we are awaiting to see what will come of that. And additionally for Tesla, there's the Cybertruck. There's been a couple of leaks and other things that have appeared online, some interior photos. They're obviously pre-production photos, but at the same time, there's some impressive information there especially if you watch the Monroe Live. They really did a good job looking at what those components are and how it's going to likely be in production, and some of the items that probably won't be production. All in all, this week has been very productive for all of Elon's companies, save maybe Neuralink, but again, they had a pretty dang good week the previous. So it's pretty impressive where it's going. And again, I remind people, you may think that Elon's not playing with his time properly at any one of these given companies, but the level of winning that is occurring at each and every one of them illustrates very clearly that Elon is at the helm and encouraging the leaders that he's built to continue to build upon what they have. A 1% change over time and a consistent growth of 1% isn't just 2% next year. It grows. This is an exponential change at times for us to ponder and watch as leadership, which Elon is providing, whether you believe it or not, it is obvious in its execution. Results leave a very clear trail behind them. If you're looking backwards, you can see those steps where Elon's leadership has put Tesla, put SpaceX, Boring Company, Neuralink, to know Elon is paying attention. This is the most important thing you can understand about Elon companies. And over time, this will be illustrated again and again and again. So, love to hear from you some of the things you think I might be overestimating on, or perhaps have missed for this week as far as the accomplishments of Elon companies. But ultimately, it's very clear to me as I keep watching that Elon is indeed paying attention to the companies he's running. And those that think otherwise are seriously missing the boat. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later in the chats.